Hi students, I'm Tirthesh, Department of BCA, Kaveri College, Gonikopu. Today in this video, we are going to discuss first topic in database, that is database and database uses. Before moving to this topic, first let us discuss what is data and what is this mean as database and who are the database users first. Okay, the first starting with a data. As we all know, a data is a collection of raw facts. A raw facts in the sense is what? A raw facts in the sense it may be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or included with the numerics or anything. That is called as a raw facts. Here, a computer will translate this raw facts with the help of a processor and gives us the meaningful information. Meaningful in the information in the sense the required data. Like if I say A to Z, it's a collection of alphabet. This collection of alphabet A to Z becomes a meaningful information. And what is this database then? A database is a collection of related data, like related data in the sense like when we go to a bookstore. Think as a bookstore itself. When we are going to a bookstore, there are particular books. Here, a bookstore means that it is a related collection of our books itself. So the books becomes a related data. And who are the users then? Users are we who are going to use this data for different purposes, for different things and any kinds of things. In this chapter, we are going to discuss on some topics in this part. The first one is introduction to a database. What is a database? How a database is being introduced, and what is the definition for this database? Okay. Next, we are going to learn of some characteristics of a database. Okay, next we are going to learn advantages of using this database. What is the advantages? Anyhow, whatever we do something, we require some advantages, or else we are not going to use this thing. So why we should use this database, for what reasons, we are going to learn that. Next, here we are going to learn the database users. As I said, the different database users, who are those, we are going to learn in this. The last year in this chapter, we are going to learn the administration of the database. Moving forward, the introduction to a database. As I said, a database is a collection of related data. Why a database is required for us? First and foremost, the database system are most essential component in day-to-day life. Yes, it is the most essential component, right? How? We are going to see, for example, in our mobiles, whenever we need to use a WhatsApp, we require a mobile numbers, right? So the mobile numbers are been stored in our contact list. Then what happens there? Then that contact list becomes a database for us to use the WhatsApp. The same way here, the traditional. Now let us discuss about the database in computerized and in a traditional format. Okay, so in a computerized format, when I speak, we can share our data. Like you can share your contacts in your data WhatsApp or anywhere, right? The same way here, the normal database what we are speaking on is it's a shareable one. But when we speak on a traditional, go back to some 1999 or 2000, when you go to a bank, each and every records are been maintained by a file, right? Like a ledger. So that ledgers are non-shareable. You can't share that ledger to any person. If you have mobiles, then you can take a screenshot and you can share. That's it. But without that, you can't share. Hence, what I say here is a traditional. Why this database came into existence? Because a traditional database are the part where a paperwork was more. We can't do any kinds of things without the paperbooks. So that was the previous era. But nowadays a database can be stored or shareable in our system easily without any effectiveness or different kinds of things. Here a database technology have a major impact on growth of today's computer world. Yes, so you can see nowadays IT is blooming anyway. How it has been blooming? Many multinational companies are existence. All the different kinds of things are there. How it has been possible? By the storing lots and lots of data, by manipulating or margining lots and lots of data in your system. For that, database been used. The word database is commonly used in many kinds of scenarios. Is when we say when you go to admissions, what they ask about your data, your name, father's name, mother's name, or your gender, or different kinds of things they may ask you, right? Why? To store your data as a student report. When you go to a hospitals, also for when you see a medical things and all, they what they do, they check based on this database itself. If you say what the medicine, if what medicine you require, if you say to them, what they do, they type in a computer, they take out and they search for the part. So they makes the things very easy. Here many things are being done in different fashions itself. And also here when we speak on this, here, by the data, we mean nouns of facts like recorded implicity or different kinds of things like your name, considering your names, telephone numbers, and addresses in a phone books and so. Right, the data are been collected in the phone books also. What do you do based on the things? If you open a phone books, what happens? You check for the letters first. You check for the letters and then you search the second letter. Then finally you get the data, right? The same way, that is also database known as telephone directory, right? So what I'm going to say here is the word database is been mainly commonly used in many parts and many places for different in scenarios or different incidents in a system. Next, the database is known as a collection of raw facts and raw figures or related data. When I speak of on a bookstore, it keeps only a bookstore data. But admission section doesn't keep any bookstore data, right? Like a library, correct? So the library doesn't takes the admission section. Only your names are be taken, not other kinds of things. So here a database we call as a collection of related data. Here a database is been for designed, built and populated with the data for specific purposes. So whenever we speak on a database, it is been used for different kinds of purposes. It's not that it is for only a single purpose or single entities. It can be used as a multiple progressions or multiple entities in a system. Here when we speak on this, the database represents some aspects in a real world. Sometimes it is called as a mini world entity, or it is also called as universes of discourses. So here when we say a database, it becomes a mini world entity, means it is a popular utility or popular utilization for our system to be built or to be utilized in a part of an entity or in a part of a specific task or different kinds of things. Or it may also be said as a database is a logically coherent collection of a data with some inherited meanings for a different kinds of things. Whenever we speak on a data, we are not going to in a database, okay? We are not going to simply write a data or simply design a database. Whenever we are going to design a database, it should have a proper meaning. It has some inheritance or interfaces or inheritance for a data to be utilized in a system. For that reason, this database is been designed for multiple words. In some, the end users of this database uses for business transactions in the sense for different kinds of things, like you using a WhatsApp. So to perform a WhatsApp operation means you require a mobile number. Where you're going to get that? You're going to get that from a chat section, correct? The new chat section. So what you do, you search for the phone number, you search for the name, and you chat with that person. Or if the number is not there, what do? You are going to add the data, right? You're going to add the data and then you're going to use them. Means who are you then? You become an end user of that database used in a WhatsApp. The same way the end users here, they use this database for different transactions made in a system. The database can be any size of for any complexities. It can be any kinds of things. It can be used for complex things or a small like tea shops also you can use the database, or for a company also you can use a database. For different kinds of things also you can use this database. Okay, here a database may be generated and maintained manually, or it may be maintained in a computerized format. So we are not speaking on now. What I'm saying here is, now I'm not going to speak about any computerized data or these things. Mainly when we speak in a general terms, what becomes a database? You write some books, you keep, now you see about your parents itself, monthly expenditure. What they do, they write that and keep it in a diary, right? That becomes a manual entry, right? Manual entry of a database. They maintain a monthly expenditures, correct? The same way here, this database can be maintained computerized format itself. To maintain that in a computerized format, we have a management system here. At the right, you see DBMS. Your subject also speaks DBMS. What is this DBMS? database management system. As of course, when we speak about our college entities or college terms also, here the management, when you need to establish a college or you need to establish some work environment. Let us speak on a work environment itself. So whenever you are going to establish a or when you are going to making that work environment to be established, then you need to have a maintenance force also, right? Like a management team. Without a management team, you can't do any kinds of things. So whenever you are going to work on a computerized format, whenever you are going to work on a computerized format, then you are going to maintain a database management system. So DBMS, the full form of DBMS is database management system. What is this database management system then? A database management system is a collection of programs that enables a user to create and maintain a database. What is this? It is a collection of programs like set of software. Like you need to perform a messaging operation or you need to browse something. Then what do? You are going to move to an application kind of Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox or Internet Explorer, right? The same way, this database. So whatever I spoke, it generates, maintains a report. What I said is most commonly, it is essential component of day-to-day life and all. Like you need to do something, right? So how you are going to do that? That is done with the help of database management system. Clear? So what is this database management system? A database management system is a collection of a program that enables a user to create and maintain a database. Here, it is a general purpose software for defining, constructing, manipulating, and sharing database devices. So for what it has been used? It has been used to define a database, constructing, manipulating, and sharing a database. So let us further know what is this defining and what is this data or obviously about. So as I said, it is general purpose software for defining a database. First, let us learn what is the definition. Like a definition. You know about your definition, what you did in your C programming, right? Define int I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, like that. What does it say? Data type, user defined data type, followed by variable user defined variable name. So what happens based on that user defined variable names itself, you are going to insert the data into to your browsing system or different kinds of entities, whatever you do. Here this says defining. This involves in specifying a data type. What type of data you are going to insert? Either a number, either a character, either a special characters, or different kinds of operations, or any kinds of things it may be. To define that, you should have a structure, well structured data, and the constraints of now when I speak on this, I can't add all the data. I can't do different kinds of things like a database, like same simply when I speak on your mobile contact list itself. Let us speak here. If I say first name, can I give my mobile number? No. You can give a mobile number and save, but it becomes a first name. No, right? It has a constant first name in the sense your name. Correct. The same way, whenever I'm going to define a data, or whenever I'm going to store a data, or I do different kinds of transactions in my database. So what happens that here I'm going to have some constraints or rules or a protocol for a data to be stored in a database. The second one is the database definition and descriptive informations are stored in the form of catalog or dictionary. So I need to have some backups, right? Like when I do something, I need some backups or different kinds of things that is done or it is stored with the help of this different definitions. This definition has a descriptive information of this database. Next, as I said, a database must be well constructed, correct? So when you build a house without a foundation, whether a house will stand? No, right? The same way it may fall any day or any kinds of things. So here, what does it say here? This constructing a database means it is a process of storing a data on some storage medium. As of to build a house, you require a foundation. The same way here, to store a data, I require some storage medium. from where the storage medium is given? The storage medium is being controlled by a database management system for a different entities or different usage of a data in a particular entity or a particular environment of that system. Next, manipulating. Manipulating in the sense you are going to act on a database, correct? So how you are going to act? You can take some retriever data, means you ask a question, right? Like if I doesn't know anything, what I do about some product, what I do, I question Google. What does it do? Google goes, searches the data and gets me the back, right? The same way here, we include a function such as querying. Querying in the sense asking a question, requesting a database to provide you the actual information of a database to retrieve the specific data, updating the database. Next is updating for reflecting the changes. If there is any changes made in a database, what do? You just update, right? So if phone number in your contact you have mismatched the numbers, right? Some like they say for two or three numbers you have mismatch. So what do? You just update the data. Update the data, and this is what you are going to change the data. So for that, what happens there? When you change the data, it must be reflected, right? That is done with the help of manipulation. And finally, to generate a report. For this, manipulation is been used. The last is sharing. This allows a multiple user program to access the database simultaneously. So what does it do? It provides the helps us to for multiple users to communicate with a single database and work on a system. Nowadays, each and every part requires a database, and this is done with the help of a sharing of the database. So I'm going to stop out here. This is for today. Tomorrow I'm going to continue with the same topic. So understand the concept properly. Just it is an introduction to a database. I have not done much. So if you have any queries, you can ask me out. I'm going to sort out that. Thank you.